They started crying. They said, "Do you love me?" He said, "Yes, I do. I'm here for you." "But what happened? Why are you crying? Has your brother become very ill?" They said to him, crying, "I need money. Can you help me?" Hearing this, the young fiancé said, "Yes, tell me, how much you need? Do you want 1 lakh or three? I will send it right away." But they started crying and said, "No, I need 300 million won. I'm in a big trouble. My brother needs this money." They was just joking when the phone was disconnected. They tried to connect the phone again, but it was switched off. They had to understand that his fiancée would not help him. It was 11 o'clock at night when he was sitting like there, lost. They was wondering when he would get out of all this. The eyes which was on Jungkook looked at him seems to be filled with intense desire. It seems as if there was for someone within him that would burn anyone in front of him. They was lost in his thought when Jungkook came and sat on the sofa and asked, "What happened, sweetheart? Haven't you decided yet? Has the arrangement of the money been made?" Seeing him sitting next to him like that, they were shocked and immediately got up. Jungkook had already forced they, and there was no other way. This time, when he asked, "What is your plan?" "It's for the morning. Look, I can't bear this distance anymore. If you fulfill my son's need, then you will also fulfill mine. So what's the harm?" For the sake of his brother treatment, he took a deep breath and said, If if I marry you, will you take care of my brother? Will you get him treated?" Jungkook said, "Yes, I will. Your brother will recover and return home." With a deep breath, they had accepted the marriage proposal, and such a sparkle had appeared in Jungkook's eyes as if he had found a treasure. The very next day, he was sitting as a bride, wearing a beautiful dress. Jungkook came into the room. "You seems very beautiful." Jungkook went ahead and started to fix the dress himself, but they stepped back and said, "Please, we are not married yet. You cannot touch me until we are married." Jungkook smiled and said, "Okay, let's wait for another 10 minutes." Saying this, both Jungkook and Taeyoung came and sat down near the priest. There was also a few witnesses present, in front of whom both the marriage was done. Tear was falling from Taeyoung's eyes as he took a deep breath and breathed. Perhaps this was his fate. They felt as he was trading his honor, trading his beauty. The man would spend a few nights with him and throw him away like a useless thing. While Jungkook's face was filled with the joy, Jungkook had lost everything on Taeyoung. At first sight, as soon as the guests left the house, Rohan started crying. Jungkook said, "Go and make Rohan quiet, and please put him bed early today. You know, today is our first night." The thought of the night had already made them nervous because they also know that he was still there and no man had ever touched him. They don't know what Jungkook would do with him. They start making Rohan sleep, but he wasn't taking the name of sleep. Jungkook had came to the room 3 times and stared at him. Every time. Finally, after some time, Rohan fell asleep. It was already 11 o'clock at night when they looked at the clock and started thinking, Thinking that Jungkook would have fallen asleep by now, he decided that he would sleep with Rohan, and in the morning they will give the excuse that Rohan slept late at night. Saying this, they had just laid down on the comfort chair with Rohan and had just closed his eyes when Jungkook had came once again, like a sword hanging over his head. Standing nearby, he had cleared his thought, which shook down, and he sat up and quickly started fixing his dress. Seeing they so nervous, Jungkook somehow felt relieved and said, "Go to the room and sit down like a newly bride. You must know how a bride sits. After all, it's not your first time. And before that, someone must have lifted your veil." "I will make your night so colorful tonight that you never imagined." Jungkook had said all this in a slight smile, and they had reached the room with looking back. The step had become heavy, and his existence was trembling. They wanted to tell the truth to Jungkook, but a fear kept coming back. They were sitting as a bride when Jungkook took a quick step into the room and sat next to Taeyoung. Jungkook held Tae's soft hand and placed his lips on hands and lifted his head, seeing his lips trembling, eyelids also. His heart started to flutter. "You're truly very beautiful." While telling Tae, he placed his hand on Tae's neck and slowly started rubbing his neck with his thumb. The panic was increased further. They started breathing rapidly, while Jungkook's eyes were moving down his neck and then stopped there. Jungkook smiled slightly and said, "Well, after marriage, wives become plump, and after receiving the love of their husbands, why didn't you become plump? Your husband didn't love you, or he came home late from hard work and didn't have time to give it to you." Jungkook talked to Tae in such a way so that they tells him all the truth. Jungkook also knew that this wife was not married and still untouched. They didn't say anything. "Why are you talking about my ex-husband again and again? Don't you feel ashamed that I have become your wife and you're talking to me like this?" Seeing this scolded in front of him, like this, Jungkook said in anger, "Stay within your limits. Don't forget that in exchange of money, your brother treatment, I have married you. I don't know how much money will be spent on your brother, so lower your voice." When he smiled and they said, "Open the zipper of your dress. Slowly loosen it." Jungkook was saying all this in a drunk manner. Tae moved his hand toward the zipper and started unzipping it. The next moment, when Jungkook could no longer bear it, he moved closer to them and placed his lips on his neck. He wanted to close and observe Tae. He took his delicate boy in his arm and started leaning on Tae. His feelings were so intense